All right, sir. Give me your full name.
Full name is Trevor Howard Mauch. Howard after my grandpa.
That's awesome. What is your position at Carrot?
Dude, my positions change over the years, but I think people would call me the CEO or head honcho or whatever the heck, whatever the heck you guys want to call me.
Head honcho.
CEO.
That's a good one. Yeah. What exactly does that look like on a day-to-day basis? Which I know it can vary, but give me your average day.
Man, that's a good question. Average day, dude, it's changed a lot recently too. I think a lot of ours has changed a lot recently, but yeah, the average day I'll get in, open up the computer, open up my to-do list and stuff, and just kind of make sure that I'm guiding us towards the vision and towards the mission, towards the projects that are supposed to be happening. Then the rest of the day, honestly, is a mix of talking with customers, working on some projects I'm a part of, and working with our team members. A lot of phone calls, like tons of phone calls with team members, with customers, and just working on projects, man. That's how it is now. I want to adjust it a little bit, as I'm sure all of us want to adjust a few things, but that's the way it is now.
So this next question won't exactly apply to you. I have been asking how long you've been a part of Carrot, but why don't you tell me kind of the story, the quick story of how Carrot came to be?
That's a good question. So the way that Carrot came to be was, and I've told this story a good bit, kind of my transition period from a business that I wasn't crazy passionate about, and I didn't have a purpose or mission. And I had this kind of open gap of about 18 months in my life where I was trying to find what was next. And at that time, I had a really good skill set and a lot of history and background in generating a lot of leads online, conversion rate optimization, SEO, content marketing, a lot of stuff in real estate. So I kind of took that skill set, and we had this little side business kind of thing. It wasn't even a business, it was a side pain in the butt is what it was in our other business, where it was like this thing we gave away websites to people because they were asking for it. They kept on saying, hey, I need a website for my real estate investment business. You know who I can have do that? And there were no good companies that did that I thought, man, you should go here. There were some big players in the market at the time that like owned the market, but I didn't feel good sending anyone there. So we launched a little WordPress theme. We gave it to people. We hosted on our hosting account. They paid like $10 a month, and it was just the worst business model ever. And we never really improved it because we didn't have the incentive to, and it wasn't real business. But during that kind of off period, I had a kind of a stroke of inspiration in my brain where people kept on asking about this. And I had this thing. I'm like, man, either I'm going to get rid of that idea and just shut it down so it's not a pain in the butt and I can focus on something else, or there might be something there. And I had this stroke of kind of inspiration where I recognized that over the previous decade, websites for small businesses was kind of, the marketing was, hey, get online. That's your Wix, Weebly, Squarespace, GoDaddy, local web development shops, WordPress. Those all popped up during that time to help you get online easily and quickly and cheaply. But what happens is everyone's online. All the real estate investors are online, or a lot of them were agents, small businesses. So then you don't have an inherent advantage over your competition because you're all online. So then it became like, oh, shoot, everyone's online, but their websites aren't working. Like they're not converting people into leads. They're not built to convert. They're not built to actually get in front of people through Google search. They're not built to actually generate leads. They're a brochure. So that's kind of where the idea came from, man. Saw a bigger vision of it, that small businesses need this. What should a website be for people? It should be a carrot. It should be a carrot that you grab onto, and shouldn't be just a brochure. So that's how it started, dude. And we whipped up a new version of the idea, ended up finding Chris, co-founder, to build it out, and the rest is history.
Love that story. Okay, tell us a little bit about yourself, like where you were born, family, college, all that type of stuff.
Born in Southern Oregon, another town called Klamath Falls, Oregon, small town, about the size of Roseburg, like 25,000 people. Went to high school there, went to college there at OIT, Oregon Institute of Technology, which is an amazing school. It's not for business, and that's what I went there for. Played baseball there. And then my wife, Carly, we got married shortly after college, and we moved up to Portland. And she got her master's degree up there as a physician assistant. And that's kind of when I honed my chops as an entrepreneur and failed a bunch. I found some good mentors, and over the years kind of found my way to be a better entrepreneur and a better marketer. Family though, got amazing wife, Carly, 3 little kids, 3, 5, and 7, Sydney, Colton, and McKinley. And we live in Roseburg, Oregon now, which we love, and we have no plans on leaving anytime soon, that's for sure. So
give me some of your hobbies.
Dude, it's like this is a funny question because I don't know, like hardcore entrepreneurs, it seems like a lot of your hobbies like are business. Like I just love business. It's fun. It's like a fun game, but at the same time, you do need those hobbies. So I love golf. Don't do enough of it, but I like it a lot. I like mountain biking a lot. Don't do enough of it. Um, Anything outdoors is awesome. I do love reading too. I mean, that's something when I'm consistent with it, I really enjoy it. I just struggle with consistency.
Yeah.
Um,
So I guess that leads us into our next one. I know you
mhm.
are a pretty avid reader. If you were to choose one book, what's your favorite book?
Dude, so if this is on video, that's one of my bookshelves back there. And like half of them aren't even read. So probably my favorite book is probably over there unread at the moment, right? Someone said it was an amazing book and I bought it and it's sitting on my shelf and I haven't read it. But I've read a ton of books. So if I were to say if I had like one favorite book, I mean that's tough because the way my brain works is I have favorite books in situations and scenarios in my life. My my favorite like business book probably it's the simplest book and I only read 16 pages of the book, which is funny. I read the first 16 pages was probably the pumpkin plan. um, the pumpkin plan because I needed at that point in life I had a lot going on. It was just a really really simple framework for how to simplify your life, achieve more, and just like have an overall better quality of life. So the first 16 pages of the pumpkin plan changed my life, and had a chance to interview Mike, the author, of that a couple of times, which is cool. Another one that I really, really enjoy is The Go Giver. So The Go Giver is, I mean, that could be my favorite book overall that I just love to give to a lot of people. I've given hundreds of copies that away. That's an amazing one that everyone should, it should be required reading as a human being, I think. And then now my favorite book of the past year is Developing the Leader Within. And that's an amazing book too. So that kind of rounds out my three.
What about a favorite movie? A lot of people haven't been able to answer this one. So my caveat for it then has been, what movie have you actually seen most?
Mm-hmm. Man, I'm probably like the worst person to ask this question because I won't go rent a movie or watch a movie on my own accord. I just won't. But when I'm there, I love it. Like I love movies, you know. Dude, favorite movie? It's hmm. I could name my wife's favorite movie. As far as mine, it's probably something like documentary based, you know, dude. And something will pop up, I know, but I love anything. It's funny with my dad. My dad's like a really positive person, positive influence. And I know for me, I'm very much like him. I'm not a big action movie guy. I like comedies, but comedies aren't my favorite movies. The movies that are my favorite, they're the ones that make you feel good. Like you feel better when the movie ends than when it starts. Like it's which ends up being either biography clips or chick flicks. so, so that's the genres anyway, man.
Okay. Out of all the Carrot core values, what one is your favorite?
My favorite's always be a beacon of positivity and possibility. It's just the way that I run my life. And whenever I find myself kind of in lulls, which it happens, you know, to all of us, I kind of go back to that one. And usually it's not how can I be more positive? It's like, shoot, I'm probably in that lull because I'm not being that beacon of positivity and possibility for other people like I should. So that's my favorite, man. I love it. And I'll keep on preaching that one for a long time because the world needs more of it.
What is your favorite part about working for Carrot, or the best part about working?
Yeah, dude. So the best and also the hardest part about working for Care is the people, um, and it's an amazing dynamic because like part of the biggest reason why I love coming to work is because we have these amazing people who can go out there and impact people through this tool. Um, and then there's the customers, right? The people over there. It's like really learning their stories and how do we help amplify them. And like I love the interaction with people and how do we amplify those people, whether they're our team members or our customers. On the flip side of it, like I said, the hardest part is the people, because I'm not a good manager by trade and I'm learning a lot. So as we go, it's like, how do you then harness those people to best go out there and make big impacts in the world? And it's a really, really hard thing that I've had to learn to love here over the last few years. That's awesome.
All right, last one. What is something we may not know about you, or maybe something we wouldn't expect about you?
I'll throw something out, man. Like this is a pretty vulnerable one too, and this is one I didn't talk about for years and years. I'm talking like forever. I didn't talk with anybody about it when I was a kid, that kind of stuff, and pretty much only my family knew. I was born with a syndrome. Now I'm saying it in a way to where it's not like poor me, because it's not poor me at all, right? There's people that are infinitely worse off than I have or ever will be. But I was born with the syndrome. Both my brothers like 6 foot tall. I'm 5'6". So everyone, if you're watching this or see my videos, video usually adds height. I'm a short guy. Gary Vaynerchuk and I are about the same height. He says he's 5'8", but he's not. I've met him a few times. And Grant Cardone, same thing, like some other people. But so my height is a skeletal syndrome, and honestly, growing up, part of it too was my teeth. Like there's some wacky stuff, and I ended up having some big surgeries, a couple of them when I was younger. And so I went through like my junior high school years, and pretty much all of my high school years missing like key front teeth in my face. And the dentists were doing their work, making it all happen, but it takes time when you're trying to like move these teeth where they shouldn't be. This is part of the syndrome. And also some other things with joints and whatever. There's a lot of things from it. Thankfully, nothing else that's big, like life-threatening. But I think a lot of people would be surprised at that, because what I do for a living now is like speak, whether it's to our team or to our customers. And I hardly spoke at all then, because it's something where when you are young and you have missing teeth, it's something you just don't want, like, I don't know, people tease you and stuff like that. Thankfully, I didn't really get teased much. I think I just had the personality to where, just didn't happen. And also, this is probably a blessing, not probably massively a blessing. My older brother, who's 3 years older, was like really, really popular. So it was kind of one of those things where I got to kind of come in his shadow, and therefore I didn't really get teased much. But yeah, dude, it took me probably 3 to 4 years after all that stuff ended up getting done about my senior year in high school, to really start to gain that confidence to speak again. So for anyone out there who also has that struggle, I did for about 10 years of my life, and I found a way to get out of it.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
That's all I got.
Sweet, man. Good stuff, dude.
Thanks for jumping on. Let's go play some ping pong or something.
Yes, let's do it.
Okay.
See you over there.